Sspopiikimi. Good morning, or Sspopiikimi. Cold morning, very cold morning. It is Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. In the lunar cycle Sspopiikimi when cold arrives. And I'm just pulled into the parking lot here at Sspopiikimi. Of course, given the new snow, I thought I'd take a quick walk around. It's just about an hour after dawn, and I was going to see, what's all happening here, who's all around. There's just in the parking lot here, as you saw, I could check out a bald eagle passing overhead. There are some Sspopiikimi, some black-capped chickadees, kind of hanging out here in the. I'm sure you can hear their twittering in the background. They're in these bullberry bushes. But they're being a little bit timid this morning. The big news when I pulled into the parking lot, there was a group of magpies here. I think about 4 of them. They departed once I got out of my vehicle, but when I first pulled in, they were all gathered in here giving alarm calls, and I thought maybe I'd find a weasel or something like that in here. Where they were directing their attention, but no, what I found instead is it's a deceased magpie. So it looks like maybe she was perched in this bushes over the night and then passed away, just kind of fell into the bush as she passed away. And the winter claims lives. It does, and it's only just starting, right? So that's the news as I pull in. Interesting way to begin this quick visit this morning. I don't know if you can hear. There are snow geese passing by in the skies now, but it's so light, it's so bright outside that you can hardly see them, and I don't think I'm going to catch them on camera. But I've had now 3 significant flocks of snow geese pass as I've moved along the west length of the pond. A lot of the north pond is iced over. Well, not completely iced over, but kind of slushy, hey? It's got that slushiness to it. As we get to mid-pond around the area of the beaver lodge, there's some open water in here. There's a lot of Canada geese, mallards, and American widgeons is what I'm seeing so far. I'm going to keep taking a look just to make sure, because sometimes you'll get a migrant coming through that I don't see every day. So I'm going to take a look at them as I pass by here. But so far, Canada geese, mallards. This is Canada geese, of course, and then mallards, and then I think somewhere down this way, those are more Canada geese. There are some widgeons around. Meet Sspopiikimi, the muskrat. It's a second muskrat right out here. This one under probably for some more milfoil. See if he'll come out. The first one went in here. So this little canal coming right off in front of the planks that the turtles like to bask in. This is obviously an active muskrat lodge at the moment. There's that one. Just floating on top, munching what I presume to be milfoil. Although it could be that other grass that they like that grows underwater. It's about 4 of those male ringneck pheasants right there. I was clued in because come across some tracks. It's the first tracks I've seen yet today. Pheasant tracks. First of any tracks I've seen, but they are pheasant tracks. So yeah, as I was checking those out, I noticed some movement down below. The actual pheasants, and yeah, they just headed off in this direction. Just taking a look at the river. Aside from the Canada geese, not a lot of activity out here. There are a couple of magpies in Owlwood here. Don't know exactly what they're up to. Where's that one? There he is. They had something going on just below there, but I don't want to go intrude. Just waiting for me to leave. There's a second one there somewhere. I'm in the forest, Maine now, and I hear some more snow geese passing. They're up there somewhere in that white sky. Yeah, I'm on the lookout for a yellow warbler's nest. I have a member of my phenology colloquia. Oh, there they are. There they are. Oh. It might be too hard to see them in here. But another flock, so that's 4 significant flocks of snow geese passing by. But yeah, I'm on the lookout for the yellow warbler's nest. A member of my colloquia in Edmonton is seeing some nests at his site that he's thinking might be yellow warbler, but I don't think they exactly match, at least not what I've seen from yellow warblers here. So as I pass through the forest, I'm going to look out for one. I did see a nest already just coming in here. This one that's very low to the ground here. But this is a catbird nest, I can tell. I don't know, I'm not going to clean it off and stuff, but you can see the larger pieces of material, like dead leaf material, stuff like this on the outside. Last winter I dissected a few different types of nests that I collected in the forest here. Just to see what kind of materials they were made out of and this kind of thing. And the catbird nest had kind of 3 layers to the composite, with the outer layer being that kind of rough material or skeletonized leaves, that kind of thing, and then inner material. It seemed to be a lot of thicker grass, and then some cambium perhaps from the cottonwoods, and then inside of that a softer grass. So it had kind of 3 layers. This is a narrow-leaf cottonwood. Always has these branches going all the way to the bottom, but usually these narrow-leaf cottonwoods are host to different nests. And so here's one here, and there's another one just up in there. I think those are probably robin's nests. Not what I'm looking for, so I'm not going to scoop the snow out of them to check them out or anything. But yeah, I just keep my eyes peeled for warblers. Yeah, I'm coming to the north end of the forest, Maine, and still haven't found any of the yellow warbler nests that I was hoping to bump into along the way. Maybe I need to walk the edge zone instead. I went the middle strip because I have found in some of the Saskatoons and chokecherries along this path through the midst of the forest, I have found yellow warblers nests in previous years. So but yeah, they do like the smaller, saplings and the smaller bushes to put their nest in, so the edge zone probably would have been the best bet. And I'll look again next time I go through. Not giving too much of my attention to the big trees, the cottonwoods today, as I'm committed to do over this lunar cycle. Not that I totally blocked them out or anything, but the only kind of thought that I had in regards to them today as I walked through the forest here was that, what is a tree? It's not just this single organism, but even, when you look at these, you have what's called poplar sunburst. This orange yellow lichen all over the trees. I don't think I'm sure absolutely 100% there is no cottonwood tree here that stands alone by itself that is not host to a great many other organisms. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a big insight or anything. It's just kind of like the normal message of ecology studies, which is that we aren't a single, even though we're organisms, we're not detached from this whole web of everything else. And I guess trees, there's a lot of good, very visual, very easily observable demonstrations of that with all of the larger wildlife that they host. It's a weird phenomenon that goes on in the winter. Right now my cheeks are cold, like I'm uncomfortable, and I'm kind of booking it back to the vehicle in a way, like I'm just marching along. And so I checked out. I was feeling so cold. I was like, "Gee, what temperature is it?" So I pulled out my phone and checked the temperature here right now. It's only -6 Celsius, which is nothing. Like we have a lot worse cold in store for this winter, and and I started thinking to myself, "Gee, I better toughen up." But then I remember this happens every year, and I think it's just like this kind of in-between temperature. There's just too much humidity in it, because there's something about, when it gets to -15, 20, 25, it kind of feels like it starts leveling out, and it's a dry cold, and it's different. It's in a way more comfortable. than what we're experiencing right now at -6. So just a weird weird thing about winter. It's another pair of muskrats on the north end of the pond. You know, interesting to note, I guess, that the muskrats are out doing their thing in pairs today. A lot of times you just see them solo. These are definitely pairs. I guess that's about it for my visit today. A couple of things learned, I guess. A couple of things observed. The muskrats in the pairs is important. The snow geese passing over was pretty important. And yeah, I don't know, I guess the magpie death as well. As I pulled in, you know, it is a serious adjustment, this cold, and probably, you know, any little glitch in development, and you're just not strong enough going into this winter, it's a bad thing.